Hello, ladies and gentlemen and helicopters. Welcome to episode 4 of the podcast. Still don't have a name, I guess. I mean, might as well. You know what? We're going with Welcome to the Off Topic Podcast. Real Podcast Hours. We'll go with that as the nickname. Today, we're going to be touching on the topic of art. Well, art in general, but we're going to kind of get into a specific form of art. Especially with my guest today, a really good friend of mine. I met him senior year, I think.
Senior year on the AP class.
Oh yeah. You're right. That with Mr. Moriarty, no?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I remember now. But yeah, he's a good friend of mine, Juan Pierre, aka Juan Ortega. How's it going, man?
Yeah, how's it going, guys? I'm doing all right, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm working on a podcast right now.
Yeah, gotta be on your little podcast, man. Pretty excited about it.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty excited to be interviewing you, bro.
Yeah, this is my first time ever actually being asked to be in any podcast or being asked for your opinion. But pretty exciting.
You were actually gonna be my first guest, from what I remember.
Yeah, I was the one that fell asleep, guys. I'm sorry about that.
Nah, bro, it's all good, bro. Like, I remember we were in contact the whole day, and you were there for me, which is like something I'm really grateful for, and that's why I wanted you to be on my podcast. And you were busy. You just got out of work, then you had to go do yard work, and you had to put some cement down. And I'm like, homeboy is busy as hell today. So then I asked you to be on my podcast, but I'm like, he's been busy. I'm literally asking for a lot right now, and then
I'm sorry about that.
nah, dude, you fell asleep. I'm like, we all sleep, bro. We all legit. We all get tired. Legit. Last night, it was supposed to be like where I brought you on again, but I fell asleep that time, and the whole spiel and everything, So today I finally have you on, thankfully, and we're gonna touch on the topic of art.
Sounds good, man.
All right. So first things first. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh well, I met my boy here, Sam, when I was in high school. Obviously, we had class together. This guy always made me laugh. Even though I was back in high school, I was being a little. I was depressed. I'll be straightforward. I was depressed over some chick, I guess. And I'll probably say it because you guys shouldn't be depressed over someone, obviously.
Right.
But I picked myself up from it, so I opened my head. And I decided to focus on myself, focus on my engineering. I'm an engineer now.
That's amazing.
Before being an engineer, the thing that got me into engineering was drawing, which is, I guess, what I'm hearing, because of the topic of art. Because if it wasn't for art, I wouldn't be an engineer, That's what I do for a living. I draw blueprints.
That's amazing, dude. I remember there was a project we had to do where we had to draw out a type of blueprint of a room and everything, like a dream room or something. I bet you had a lot of fun drawing that.
I remember that. But you had to draw your own. If you had your dream room, what would it look like, right?
Yeah. I remember I made mine like an arcade room or something. What'd you make yours?
Yeah. What I did, I just basically drew my own room. But I just put it on paper.
Yeah, my own room is my dream room, honestly.
Wasn't even a dream room. I just drew my own room.
Oh, dude, that's epic as hell. No, yeah, I remember. Like, I hardly remember stuff we did in that class. I do remember we had to draw like Lost posters, video game posters. I forget. I remember there was this one time I drew this thing for a friend, and the friend didn't want it, and I'm like, bro, just accept it, dude. And then they're like, nah, it's whack, and I'm like, okay, you're whack for that, bro. So I kept it.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. You can finish.
Nah, dude, go ahead.
I remember, sorry to cut you off, but I remember we had to design our own shoe. Don't know, you remember that?
Oh, where I designed the shoe?
Yeah, we had to design our own shoe. We were giving like 2 types of shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Remember
remember.
that was
Yeah, dude. I completely forgot we had to do that. It was like like a van or something, like vans and all that.
yeah, exactly. It was a low top and a high top.
Ah, there we go. I remember Moriarty kept my high top, no, my low top, and I kind of regret letting him keep it, but it was a really nice one. I designed it after a Japanese demon or something, and he loved the crap out of it. He was really into the idea.
What I did with mine, because she kept my high top as well, but I did the Gucci pattern, like the Gucci.
Oh yeah, Gucci, dude. I was into Gucci
Yeah,
back then.
I was one that did the Gucci pattern on the fucking van.
No, yeah, that's dope as hell. Nah, dude, I missed that class.
Yeah, same here, man. That was really dope. He was a really nice teacher.
He was a really nice teacher. I kind of want to visit him sometime. Hit him up a little. Like, how you been, bro? How's it been going? Still keeping up with your art and all that? Cause he's a cool guy. He's a really good artist too. He's been making murals as of late. I remember correctly. Like, I've been catching up with him on social media, and he's been doing murals for schools or something. I forget. But yeah, he's been.
I think you're right. Because there was one time where he was in his class and he showed us a mural that he did. But I think it was for like some kids foundation. But it wasn't like it wasn't a hospital or like a daycare, but it was something that had to do with the kids.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah.
I guess in a way, it maybe think of it as like a Boys and Girls Club kind of thing.
Yeah.
It looks nice as hell. Like it's down Chicago on Sunday.
No, yeah, homie, he's really kind-hearted. He uses his art to give back to the community and everything. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I really appreciate all that. And it's just like, how can you not look up to this dude, How can you not? He has a nice ponytail going on, too.
Yeah. I really respect the fact that when you know how everybody in the classroom got a black book or a sketchbook?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I drew mine, you had to draw, obviously you had to draw your color on it, man. You open your book, you open the book up and you have that white page on. And you want everybody to draw their own stuff. So what I did with mine, I drew my name, which my name in graffiti, guys. I call myself Slim because I'm a pretty skinny guy. In my opinion, I'm pretty strong. I'm not even capping, So yeah, my graffiti name was Slim, so I stuck with that. And I graduated in 2017. And I'm still the same skinny guy everybody knows. So I did my name, pretty nice and big, Slim. And then you said to add shit that you like. So back in high school, I was a pretty stupid kid. I'm not gonna say I was. I was pretty stupid back then. So, I was into like bitching class, like smoking, drinking. I'm not saying I'm proud of it, but just doing drugs with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I encourage it, but yeah, sure. Just what I did in high school. I'm not proud of it, but I am where I am. I am who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I stopped doing stupid shit because, obviously drugs are bad for you. But when I drew in the book, there was a table. I remember I drew like a perfect Granny bottle. I put some styrofoam cups. I put an ashtray, and I put a glove on the ashtray. I put a dope. I don't know what it's so I put the styrofoam cups, and then I put the bottle of weed.
Right.
Yeah, it was basically like a table full of drugs and shit. And once he's seeing out everything. He's like, I see that scissors. I was like, what? And like my eyes just like, I was like, how do you know about this shit? And then I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry, man. Please don't tell me that the principal's office is drawing in and shit. And he's like, no. I was like, this is your book. Like, this is your own personal stuff. I'm not gonna let you out. And I was so grateful he did it because, man, I would have done fuck. Because, hey, it's a high schooler drawing all these drugs and shit on the school project.
He knew a lot about drugs.
And then the teacher being okay with it, like, it would look bad for both of us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, yeah, homie did not, like, care as long as you did your art, he was cool. You know?
For sure.
He was a really good guy, though. He was a really good guy. I remember I was walking home from work the other day, and then I'm like almost close to my crib, and then I see a car pass by, and then some dude yells out my name, and I'm like, I'm really sleepy because I just had a 12-hour shift. It was morning. I used to work third shift, and I'm like kind of dozed off because I'm kind of sleepy, and I'm like, who was that? Who was that? Like, what the hell? I didn't recognize him until like I finally got home and I realized, that was Moriarty. That was Mr. Moriarty. I'm like, how could I miss it, dude? He's a
I mean, it's surprised you remember some names, but I remember, like, I remember he told me, because you know how I had the gun on the ashtray. He used to tell me that how he had smoking habits, like how like he left smoking cigarettes. But he admitted that he vaped like nicotine and all that shit. But that was pretty cool of him. He just told me that just don't tell nobody. But yeah, I vape, but I don't smoke cigarettes. That's pretty cool for the teacher to admit to a fucking student that he had an addiction.
He was real. He was real. He didn't mind telling things to students so he could bond with them and get to know them a little better, so they're more comfortable around him,
Yes, I respect that too, because my dad was addicted to cigarettes at one point in his life, and he ended up quitting, and he did quit. Respect to my dad for that. He had the balls to quit.
That's amazing, bro. Oh yeah, he was a good teacher. It was probably like my second favorite, because of how comfortable we were around him and everything. Like, I could straight up tell this dude everything. And I remember when there was a project where we had to create our own item, and like where we drew it first, but then we had to actually create it. And I remember you created a skateboard out of what was it, fiberglass?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Sorry about that, but yes, I do remember. I created a skateboard. It was actually a longboard, guys.
Longboard.
So there was, So I made my own design. I wanted to make my own design out of a longboard, but I was trying to make something different. But I was trying to make something made out of metal, because I know metal.
Oh, there we go, metal. Right? Metal.
But I didn't want something too heavy like stainless steel. Yeah. So I went with aluminum. That was pretty light,
Right.
But when your shoes get worn out, or when the metal gets wet, there's no grip. There's no grip to it, so you're bound to slip, obviously. So what I told my dad is like, hey, because I was working with him, like, hey, do you have any metal or sheet metal at our job that's pointed? And he's like, you're talking about the one with the pattern, right? Like, yeah, exactly. Like the one with the little, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about.
The diamond pattern, right?
Correct. That diamond pattern.
Yeah, dude. As a dude that watches wrestling, they have stairs cases, like steel steps by the ring, with like with the diamond pattern on the metal, and it's all like, wow, these are steel steps, when in reality they're just aluminum and everything. I'm like, I caught your lie. I caught your guys' lie. But it's TV stuff, so.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. Yeah, so I made it out of aluminum because, basically carrying a longboard made out of wood was already heavy enough. And, tired of me, because I'm a pretty skinny guy. So I only weigh like 120 pounds. So, I wanted to make something different. So I didn't actually put the wheels on it. I just made the actual board. And like this guy, Mr. Moriarty, like he thought it was so cool, the fact that I went out of my way to design it. I cut it out, but the one that cut the perfect shape was my dad, because he knew how to cut metal. Obviously, I wasn't trying to make it all rigid, crooked, whatever you guys want to call it, like all corroded or whatever. So I cut out the outline, and then I let my dad, finish the actual perfect shape for the longboard. but I never actually put wheels on it. And now that you brought it up, I actually gave him that board. He kept that board, bro.
Or
I
yeah, he
never
kept
took it
it.
home. Yeah, he kept that fucking board, and I never took it home. So now that you mention it, hey, I kind of want to check it out, right?
Right.
Yeah, but yeah,
Pretty sure he still has it.
I missed that project though. I hope he still has it, or I hope he uses it like as a.
I'm sure he's using it as an example, bro. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, because I let him.
Yeah, dude. He was really proud of it. I remember. He was like amazed.
Right. So, yeah, it meant a lot to me making that thing. Just try to make something a little bit new, a little bit different.
I was amazed, bro. I was amazed.
Yeah. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I legit had no idea what I was gonna do. So when I heard you were gonna make one out of either fiberglass or aluminum, I was all like, okay, he's making a longboard. I have no clue what I'm gonna make. I own a penny board. Maybe I could make a penny board, because I love penny boarding, bro. Penny boards are like my thing. Recently I kind of want to get back into skateboarding, but I'm gonna wait till like things die down with the whole quarantine and all that till I start practicing again.
Yeah,
But
I understand.
I don't know if you remember, but I was making a shoe, sewing a shoe and everything, and I even got the sole, everything. Like I finished one shoe, but I had to make the other one. He wanted to keep it, but then last minute he was all like, you know what? Finish it. Show it to me next year after you graduate. And I'm like,
was it like an actual shoe that you made, or was it just like a sketch of a shoe?
No, an actual shoe I made. So the top part of the shoe was cloth, and it was like supposed to resemble like a type of Yeezy. And then the bottom.
Oh, that one was great. I remember that shoe.
Yeah, right, dude. That took me a while. I legit had to go store to store to go find the material I was using and everything. It was something. It took me a long time to sew that.
Yeah, because I remember some dudes that were trying to make a Yeezy kind of style, but I remember one of them stood out to me because it really looked like a fucking Yeezy.
I'm hoping that was mine.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
No, but yeah, I was really into shoes back then. I would drop hundreds on shoes, and I stopped right now. And, I'm not really into that anymore. I mean, there's a bunch of people into that, the sneaker culture, sneakerheads and all that.
Yeah, so you were a sneakerhead before, but not now?
Nah, not anymore, bro. I can't afford to be a sneakerhead anymore.
That's my brother. He's my little brother right now. When I was his age, because he's 6 years younger than me. I'm 20 right now currently, guys. I'm 21, and then like a month. Is that June 25th?
Well, that's awesome.
Like a month and like. But yeah, I used to be a sneakerhead when I was like around his age, around 6th grade. Buying Jordans, this, all the hype and shit.
Right, me too.
I used to run Air Force One, sorry. Before they were even popular, before fucking Kid Keith and G Herbo made them fucking famous.
The all white G Fazos.
Yeah, I remember I used to get bullied for wearing those, dude. I'm not even bullshitting you.
Dude, I got bullied for wearing black ones because I used to have black ones back in like 6th grade. And
yeah, exactly. I used to get bullied for wearing the black and no, it was white and blue. White and blue Air Forces. I used to get bullied for them, but now everybody wants Air Forces. That's the mainstream shit,
dude.
That's when I noticed, people ain't shit because they just follow the media. Like whatever, man. But some people look at me like, why ain't you wearing like Jordan?
Yeah, dude, me too.
Or like Timberland. I'm like, dude, cause like I used to wear this shit way before it was cool, and I used to get bullied for it. I'm not gonna wear it right now just because it's the mainstream shit. Fuck you.
Yeah, like I got bullied for wearing well, I got bullied for other reasons, right? But in gym class, I would wear black Air Force Ones, and people would bully me for it. Like, damn, you ain't wearing Jordans. Like they all had Jordans. They all retro ones, retro 6s, 5s, 3s, 2s. And I wasn't the type of dude to, afford them. Like, sure, I could ask for them on Christmas and all that, but I didn't really, I wasn't really into the idea of dropping a lot of money on shoes.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. You're right too.
Yeah, like until like later on, I started working and I could afford stuff. My first pair of shoes when it came to Jordans were they came out on a Black Friday, I think. They were 2016 the True Blue 3s, OGs, and I ended up selling those like for 200, even though they're like I don't even know how much I paid for them, like 360.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
can't
into
even
shoes
like,
anymore.
I can't even verify with you because like I don't fuck with Jordans that much like anymore at least.
Nah, me either,
Like
bro.
when I graduated, when I was in high school, like I never paid attention to expensive shoes. Like I never did. But once I became an engineer and shit, like I started buying like designer clothes and all that shit.
Right.
And like not to show off, but I grew up being broke, man. I remember getting hand downs from my cousins and just shit that was from the store. I would always get hand me down from my cousins. So I was like, I didn't trip about it, right?
Mhm.
But like sometimes I wish I had my own stuff. So when I became an engineer, I started going stupid with my money. And like my mom would be like, why you shopping like you rich? I was like, shit, cause I feel rich. Yeah, like I ain't even gonna care, but like I never, even when I had like good engineering money, I still didn't go for the Jordan. I just went for, I guess you call it, gentleman shoes, like dressing shoes.
No, yeah, dude, I mess with that.
Like
I fuck with that.
I don't know how you guys like not to talk shit or talk down on you guys. Like, I don't know why you guys are gonna spend money on some fucking gym shoes that could cost you like up to 2 lakhs when you could buy a fucking shoe that was handmade by a person, like fucking leather handmade, shit with a wooden sole, shit like
Some quality dress
material
shoes,
shit.
right?
Yeah, bro, some fancy ass gentleman shit. It's gonna last you a while, and you decide on what your style is. Obviously, I have a perfect like my style is a wingtip shoe. I like low tops, but like my favorite is a high top wingtip shoe. You know?
I love high tops, bro. I'm more into boots myself, like fancy ass boots.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, same. Exactly.
Like if it
But
has
yeah,
like a little taconcito on the at the end, I'm straight with that. I like those.
same here, man. Like shit. If I like and they're just gym shoes at the end of the day. They're hooping shoes. The fuck you gonna do with that shit if you're gonna show up to somewhere fancy? They're
Right.
just hooping shoes. Why are you gonna spend that much money on hooping shoes?
What are you gonna go to a wedding and ball up or something?
Exactly. This is like if I'm gonna buy some expensive shoes, might as well be all occasion shoes.
Hey,
And
maybe you're onto somewhere with that. Maybe you're onto somewhere with that. Maybe like there's gonna be a girl that's gonna get married, and they're all like, does anyone have to say anything before these two are wed? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bust into that wedding. I object. I'm gonna cross the dude getting married with her, and I'm gonna ball up, and then I'm gonna take his bride from her. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with my Jordans.
I'm about to cross multiply.
I'm about to cross multiply. Who in here is multiply?
Yeah. So yeah, like I never been into that streetwear shit. Nah, man, that's just not me. Like my girl could tell you all about it because I get yelled at all the time. Why can't you have a regular T-shirt? It was got button ups with a collar and shit. I was like, yeah, I know. Yeah. But like I work in an engineering office, so I'm engineering. You gotta look nice, bro.
No, dude, I fuck with that. I'm into that, like formal wear stuff. I love that shit.
Yeah, I love that shit too.
I buy T-shirts right now because it's kind of they're kind of cheaper than what dress shirts are. Cause if I could buy a dress shirt and a nice pair of pants, I would, but it's like way beyond my spending limit right now.
Yeah.
So I stick to T-shirts and jeans and shorts. But later down the line, I'm gonna go back to wearing suits because that's all I used to wear back then. Suits, button-up shirts. I used to fuck with all that, but now it's just like economy is kind of weird and everything, but
Yeah, but if I had something to say, I'm sorry to cut you off, bro.
Hey,
If I had something to say, expensive shit. I mean, it's not really gonna get you anything. I've done it, bro. I bought way expensive shit. I've dropped it's like what, like $100, $200 on a stupid T-shirt.
Damn, dude.
Notice? Nah, bro. No one's gonna fucking know what the fuck you're wearing unless it's like some hype beef. But it's gonna be like probably some dude that you don't fucking know, man. You think any ladies don't know? Nah, man. That shit don't matter. So like if you're a little young guy, a teenager, or even my age, then you're over here worrying about shit. I need the latest drip. I need the latest hype wear or like streetwear. Bro, that ain't gonna get you nothing. If it does get you anything, that's believe it's gonna be some fucking hole looking cloud. That's on some real shit, man. I've been there, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, guys.
People don't care about clothing unless Kanye is wearing it or something.
Exactly. I never been into the whole Yeezy shit. I never copped Yeezy in my whole fucking life.
Dude, probably, I remember at one point in my life, I was about to drop $1,500 on a pair of Yeezys, Beluga V2s, and I was like, what am I thinking, dude? I mean, I had the money, but I'm like, what am I thinking? No, I'm not doing that, and that's where I realized, I can't be dropping a lot of money on shoes. I need to start using my money effectively and all that.
Right. Oh yeah, I understand that too, man. But I realized that shit too. Like when I was dropping, I think it might have been just like one simple T-shirt. Oh, like no, sorry. It was a long sleeve sweater with some Gucci. That shit was like $400 or $500. And that's when I noticed it was too much money to buy that shit, and I still bought it, dude. Well, yeah, it got like the people that noticed it was the hype beast.
Right.
Of course. And no, it wasn't the females that you wanted to get it. No, it wasn't that. It was just hype beast. Dude, Dude, at the end of the day, whatever you cop, no matter how much money you drop on that shit, money doesn't matter, dude.
Right. It's not the person wearing, like, it's the person. It's not the clothing you're wearing.
Yeah, it's the person that matters. Not the materialistic shit that you're wearing, or not how much you spent on whatever your fit costs. Yeah, it might get you attention.
But it's only like, 6 seconds of fame?
Fucking gold diggers. They're gonna be gone by the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. So if you're listening to that and you're into gold digging, please change your mindset.
Exactly. Don't be expecting nothing crazy.
Right, dude.
It's only gonna last you a couple of days. Trust me, man. I remember I was in college. No, I wasn't in college. I was in high school. I think I was in class with you in this point. I had bought a watch, right?
Right.
And it was just a simple watch. Cost $100, $1 bill.
Oh, I remember now. I was like admiring it. I would not shut up about like looking at it. And I'm like, damn, bro, that's a nice ass watch. And I remember I'd be like always talking about it with you and everything.
Yeah, but the thing is that everybody thought it was a Rolex watch because it looked like a Rolex. It wasn't Rolex, but it had the Rolex style. Mm-hmm. The jeweler told me, he's like, you don't get a lot of attention from it because it looks like a Rolex, and he wasn't lying because it looked exactly like the Rolex. But fucking people were over here like, hey, how much was that watch? How much was that watch? I didn't say the price because at the end of the day, it was just $100. People over here thinking it was more.
Damn, dude. And I always thought it was more too. I always thought it was like you dropped like 500 on it or something, or.
No, man, this is exactly what I'm getting at. People are just gonna look at that shit. They're gonna think about the label or the brand that it represents, and they're gonna be shocked about it.
Right.
At the end of the day, does it change who you are? No, man. Come on, man.
Right. It's not gonna fill your voids and everything. It's not gonna make you happy. Sure, it might temporarily make you happy, but at the end of the day, that watch is gonna break, and you're still gonna be stuck with yourself and everything.
Yeah, man, exactly. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you own. Money, in my opinion, money doesn't buy happiness. It might do it for a little while. Like, it might do it for a little while, man, but you're gonna be back into step one where you started at.
Back to step
And
one.
I've been there too, man. I used to be broke as shit, and then when I became an engineer, I started making like decent amount of money. And then I started buying all these nice ass things, right?
Right.
But it didn't buy happiness, bro. Did he catch him with that? Some attention? Yes. I'm not gonna lie. It did. Was it permanent? No. Was it genuine? No, man. They didn't mean that shit. No one stayed by your side. No one saw the potential in you. No, man. It was all for show because they saw what you were making. It's all about the money that you make and just the attention that you catch from people. But what matters to me is who you are, what you are.
Yeah.
And like in general, like, show me, right? Show me who you are.
Don't show me what you're wearing. Don't show me what you're repping.
Right.
Don't show me what you're interested in buying. Show me who you are
Right.
on the inside and all that, no?
Exactly.
Cause I feel that's what shows like how rich someone really is, their personality. You know?
You'd be shocked to see how many people actually get shocked by the amount of money you make. It's fucked up out here.
Oh yeah, dude. Remember that one time? I don't know if you remember. It was once again Moriarty's class. Where my goofy ass came in with like a pair of shoes, like the Jordans and everything.
I think so, but what I remember is because she was our main topic, you know, and I'm pretty sure it was you, man, but sorry, my memory is a little bit foggy from high school, but that's because, like, I'm sorry, guys, I've done the crazy, but I was high 24/7 in high school, man. Sorry, guys, sorry to admit it. Yeah, man, you guys probably thinking, like, this motherfucker's a fucking crackhead. Nah, man, I was still a smart kid. I was still a math geek at the end of the day. But I didn't give a fuck about school. I didn't give a fuck about attendance. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But did I try to get? Of course I did. I got to get on time, man. Of course I cared about my future. But like, I'm fucking nigga. No negative. No matter how many times I say I became an engineer when I thought I couldn't. Who thought I would? Everybody thought I could. Man, who thought I could? Yourself, of course. Do your best. Your best fucking hope is you. Are you gonna make it happen? Are you gonna be kind of like a little bitch about it? Dreaming about it.
Yeah, my friend always told me. Her words really like impacted me, honestly. She always told me, if you want something done in life, you gotta go and get it. You can't be lazy about it. It's not gonna come to you. You have to go do something about it. All right. Nothing is gonna get gifted to you. Nothing in life is gonna be handed to you. Nothing in life is gonna be free. If you want something done, you gotta go and work for it. And you know, it's true. It's really true.
Yeah, it's true, right?
But yeah.
Is there any is there a question you might want to ask?
Yo, like, let's break the air a little.
I'm here for any questions, bro.
Well, the next question was when and where did you I meet? But I'm pretty sure that's already been answered like way too many times right now.
Okay.
So like, well, when and where was senior year of high school? You know, Morton East, art class, Moriarty's class. If for those that weren't listening.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. It was art class when I was in high school. It was either senior year or junior year, bro.
Senior year, from what I remember, senior year.
Then it was 2017, right?
Yeah, 2017, because I remember in November 2016, the Chicago Cubs won the World Series. And
yeah.
It was like November, it was like close to my birthday. And then we had Was Moriarty's class like one semester only? Yeah, right.
Nah, it was either one semester or 2 semesters. No, 2 semesters, bro. Because I think we took part 1 and 2.
Ah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, because we had a pretty long I guess
Year.
big projects. Because I remember my best friend also had in his class. Like he had it for a pretty long time. So yeah, I think it was 2 semesters or a whole year in that case. So yeah, it wasn't just one semester. It was actually two, part
Ah,
one and
okay,
two.
yeah, that's what I always got confused about. I mean, I can't really remember much about high school, honestly. I do
Same
remember
here, man.
CrossFit. I remember CrossFit like the back of my hand. That shit was fun as hell.
Yeah, I remember CrossFit.
I remember I would go into class all sore and shit, and then we'd all be talking about like what we did in CrossFit and all that.
And then high school seems like a long time ago, but seems like it was just around the corner. Just a couple of
Yeah,
years ago.
it feels like it was a long time ago, but at the same time, it feels like it was like
But just yesterday.
recent.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So you graduated. Oh, you were saying. Go ahead. Let's go to the next one.
it was raining bad that day when we graduated.
Yeah, no, it wasn't, bro. You graduated probably on another day. Because I remember my day perfectly.
Really? No, I remember
Yeah,
I remember it was raining. We had to get under the parking lot and everything. We had to wait there and everything. I don't know if you
there
remember
was
that.
there was two graduation days. For mine, it was funny as shit. And then when we got out, I remember there was a big ass gate. I remember like hopping on the gate, like trying to wave at my hand, like, hey, I'm right here on top of the gate. Like everyone said, hey, get down from there, you're gonna fall. So I don't know, we were trying to find my parents.
Ah, dude,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It was a nice ass day. I remember now. It was a nice day. I think it was raining in the morning, like early, but then like towards the end, like before we came out, it was like beautiful as hell. It was hot as hell too.
Yeah.
It was really nice though. My family threw a carne asada after my graduation. It was really nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, today's topic is art, and we've been talking about art. But
Right.
let's see what the next question is.
I'm ready.
All right, what to you is art? Like, what do you consider art?
So what I consider art,
Mm-hmm.
I guess it depends what you put down. It doesn't necessarily have to be paper or a wall. I guess okay, so whatever you put down on that, like how do I want to say this? Obviously, like on whatever you want to put down, whether it's paper or wall, canvas, whatever you want to put down, it's up to you. It doesn't necessarily have to be beautiful or have to look nice and pretty. It could be whatever the hell you want to me.
Right.
And you could show people, and people are gonna interpret it as their own. Not everybody's gonna take art as the way you see it. Not everybody's gonna get the art the way that you get it. Everybody has their own thoughts, their own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it means to you, it means to you. Some people might agree. Some people might disagree. People disagree with my art. Hey, it's fine. People agree with your art. Hey, that's beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate the compliment.
Right.
But I think it's up to you to see what it means to you. Whatever you put down on that canvas, paper, wall, like it's up to you. It doesn't have to be like how it doesn't have to be perfectly drawn. It doesn't have to be perfectly 3D. It doesn't have to be perfect art. Whatever it means to you, it means to you, you know?
Right. Like whatever comes from the heart and whatever way you want to express it. Like whether it's music, film, canvas, graffiti, paper.
Right.
It's your spirit It's you expressing yourself on something
Right.
in a different type of
Whatever.
way and all that. Anything could be art. It's just coming from your heart and coming from your expressions and all that, from your spirit and whatever
Right.
you're feeling. I feel like
Yeah.
feeling has to do a lot with art. Like, you know, singing. People sing when they're like emotional. People draw when they're emotional. Even writing. I feel writing could be art too. Poems. Poems are art too. I have read so many poems. Recently, I read a
Yeah.
few
Writing.
that were really good, and I feel like those are pieces of art. Really gorgeous pieces of art.
Like right here, but yeah, writing like that's a huge part because writing is it's a huge art as well. But I'm not a writer, bro. As long as I wanted to be, as long as I tried to be a writer, I've never been good at expressing myself on words and then putting them on paper. That's never been me. And like that's my girlfriend, you know, like she's good at expressing herself on paper, and I admire that. That's pretty cool, you know, that you're actually able to
Express yourself
on paper, write it down for other people to read. I can never find a way for me to actually do that, and I'm always so stupid about it.
I know it's a. I know it's
Everybody
a.
has it.
They do. Everyone has their certain way of expressing themselves. I know your form of expressing yourself. I'll get to that later on. But I know a bunch of people that are so good at drawing. I know it's a cardinal sin, but I'm envious because I used to know how to draw. Right now, physically, I can't really draw as much as I used to, but I could do sketches here and there. But I've seen people draw, and it's like they're doing it like as if it's nothing. Like they just grab a pencil and in a paper and it's done. They created a masterpiece, and people listening to this probably know who I'm talking about. They know who they are.
Yeah.
But they
Perfect.
they know they like I'm like, whoa, it's crazy. It's like, what the hell? Like they're so good at it. Anyway, speaking of people that are good at art, what's your form of art?
On my form of art, I guess I would prefer. I'm really into graffiti. I know a lot of people think of it as vandalism, but I view it as that because when I first like my cousin when I first saw him trying graffiti, you know, I thought it was not because it was illegal. I thought it was cool, but I thought the way that he was drawing, putting it into public walls, I thought that was cool. So like he showed me his black book, right?
Right.
So I took a look at it, and I was like, yo, this shit is really neat. But I started drawing graffiti, and then when I showed him my first piece, it was on paper, of course. So he was like, yo, who taught you how to draw this shit? I'm like, well, I saw how you drew, so I tried to draw my shit. So he's like, hey, don't let no one see this shit. So that's how it started, you know? Looking at my cousin draw graffiti made me want to draw graffiti. And he's been my inspiration ever since. And it wasn't for that, like, I wouldn't be an engineer till this day. Him drawing graffiti is what started it all for me.
That's amazing. Like, I myself love doing graffiti too. I've never done a piece before, but I know I would always practice in my black book. I'd always commission people's name into graffiti form and all that. And people really digged it. And it took me a long time, but bubble lettering is my shit. I love bubble lettering.
Yeah.
And like people, I remember one time some dude saw me do bubble letters, or I forgot who it was, a girl, a guy, I can't remember. And they saw me do bubble letters like nothing, and then they're all like, "Whoa, holy crap, you're good at that!" Like, and then I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I guess it's sloppy, but you know, I know how to do bubble letters like the back of my hand. I've been doing bubble letters since I was a kid, so it's like, you know, it's clockwork for me."
That's dope, bro. I can never get the hang of bubble letters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I always try to make complex letters.
Dude, I love complex letters. Like the whole, like the curves and everything, the swirls, different shapes and everything. I love the scratchy, spiky lettering. I don't know what it's called.
Oh, cool.
But those are like my favorite, and I always try incorporating them into graffiti and all that, and then like creating the 3D effect and all that, and then the background. I don't know, dude. I love graffiti. It's a really good form of art. People consider it, like you said, people consider it vandalism.
Right.
But I think it's just art. It's a way for someone to express themselves. Sure, vandalism when people do it illegally. But that's like a debate for another time. People think it's vandalism. Some say it's art, The people that are into graffiti will say it's art.
Right. Like sometimes it is vandalism, but for the most part, it's not vandalism, bro. It's just like kids having fun and shit.
Right.
Some kids are, like, not talking shit, but like some kids are more trash than other kids. Like, some kids are really good at it. It's all about talent.
Right.
But that's all part of the game. It's all part of the graffiti game. You have beef. You have all these fights over territory, over who has the best style, who has the best name, who has the best reputation. It's almost like gangbanging,
Mm-hmm.
It's not that it's good, but the shit that there's to it, it's pretty close to gangbanging. That's like a lot of people, guys, kids, teenagers, be killed over tagging.
Like if you tag,
a lot of gang activity.
Right.
Like I said, territory, that shit, whatever you want, like popularity.
Yeah, turf wars and all that, right? If you have your tag, if your gang has a tag in a certain part of the neighborhood, you basically own that neighborhood. I think it was made famous by a game. Well, not made famous, but I know a game incorporates that, type of thing. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I know there's
Right.
tagging and all that. Like, oh, this gang tagged this area. Let me tag over it for my gang. Now we own this neighborhood.
Right.
And it's.
I remember that shit.
Dude, that shit was dope as fuck. I love that game. It's one of the best San Andreas. It's one of the best Grand Theft Autos out there. Although I prefer Vice City, but San Andreas, it's amazing. Can't wait till they do one on Chicago.
Same. Well, not that I'm like encouraging it. It gives you a rush,
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a huge adrenaline rush, actually. And like some girl actually I had a crush on. And like she called me like an adrenaline junkie.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was before I met my girl. And like she called me like this, like she was like, "Oh, you're just an adrenaline junkie." And I thought about it. And I was like, you know what? She's right. Because like, what the fuck am I doing this shit for? Like, what's the purpose of it? There's no purpose to it. Well, I'm just doing it because I am good. And like, because of the rush it gives you. And then I was just thinking, that, oh yeah, she's right, yeah. Like, this shit, I am adrenaline junkie.
Nah, dude, like, it's understandable.
All those young graffiti artists. I'm not saying quit it, but I'm not saying go for it. Like, just be careful.
Okay, yeah, there's different perspectives on that thing. When you're an artist, when you're the one actually doing the graffiti, you do consider it art,
Right.
You consider it art. You're not going to say, oh, it's illegal, because then you'll look bad, because then you're doing something illegal. I, for one, am kind of on the fence with it. I think it's legal, but I really think it's a great way to express art. But let's say you're like a building owner or a store owner, and you get graffiti on there. Obviously, you're not going to be like, oh, wow, that's amazing art. No, you're going to consider it vandalism. You're going to consider it illegal. So there's a bunch of perspectives when it comes into that, You kind of have to be open-minded and look at it both ways. But if you're into graffiti and you're doing that, good for you. I'm happy for you. It's a great form of art. But if you think it's vandalism, then I see where you're coming from. I know what you're thinking. I sort of agree with you. I do agree with you. But, it's perspectives. Everyone has their own opinion on it. Literally, we had this conversation 3 years ago with Mr. Moriarty and talking about how graffiti is vandalism, but it's also a form of art. We even watched the documentary with Cornbread and all that. The father of graffiti. And, yeah. It's, it's up for debate, honestly. Maybe some other time once this podcast kicks off, we'll have other people come on and we'll have a debate about it. We'll have people talk about how they think it's vandalism, and we'll have other people think about how it's art. And I'll obviously bring you on, and I'll bring other people on, and we'll see what we do with it.
No, I do see the point where it is vandalism. Anyway, so you gotta be real say something. It is vandalism.
It is vandalism.
But it is vandalism. But not all of it is just thrown up to the walls as trash. Some of it is really beautiful, man. Like, some of that shit, I do admire that shit. Like, shit.
Yeah, dude.
Someone really took the time and like risked their time to put that art on that wall.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta keep in mind that they're rushed. So whenever you're taking anything to you, bro,
you're rushed.
It's come the clock. You gotta get this shit done. You gotta make it look nice and pretty. You gotta collect some other people that are your competitors. But you're always being rushed, man. It's never like a steady, hey, I'm just having like a one night standing. Nah, man.
You're right. You're trying to beat the clock. You're trying to. Once you see cops there, you're out of there, dude. I'm out of here. Because the cops aren't going to stay by and watch. They're not going to be like, "Wow, that's amazing. You did all that? Wow, that's great." Nah, I'm gonna book your ass.
No one's gonna say like, "Wow, okay, this guy really did a nice piece." No, man, you're going straight to jail.
They're not like they're like, "Get down, motherfucker." I'm gonna book your ass right now.
Exactly, yeah. No. But yeah, it all depends. You know who you are. Obviously, though, like, it sucks, but people like they base you also off based on your art.
Mm-hmm.
They judge you based on your art too.
And
And what else? What I've learned is that like PD, they keep records. They keep records of your shit.
Yeah, dude.
So you gotta be careful what you put out there in the city.
Mm-hmm. Because let's say you do like one offense where it's like you were seen trying to do graffiti and they book you. You didn't do it, but then like you were going to, and then let's say they find you again actually doing it and they book you. They're gonna be like, "Oh, this isn't really your first offense. You were almost caught doing it the other time. We're gonna charge you even more now." Like we know you're actually capable of that, and it's true.
Okay, well, one little story. I was walking home from my best friend's house. It must have been like winter. It must have been, I want to say, sophomore year, around there. Just like an average rough guess. And I had ink on the side of my book. Like, you know how you have like, you know how you have like a pocket. You know how you have a pocket for your drink.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had some ink. Had some ink there. And that very same day, my boy gave it to me. It was some pretty old ink. It wasn't like your typical ink to write. It was like pretty expensive ink, but it was old ink because he recently moved into this old house.
Ah, okay.
So fun fact, this house, it belonged to an old professor. You know how Morgan used to be college?
Yeah.
Yeah, this house belonged to a professor from Morgan College from back in 1950 something, and there was proof. We found yearbooks. We found all these material, shit things, back from way back when. We found receipts. We found records. Vinyl. And we found all of this type of shit, and then we found his records that he was a professor from Morley College, dating back to 1950 something, bro.
That's a long ass time ago.
And he left all that fucking history 36 years old for my boy. And you know, until this day, we still have some of that fucking history. We still have his material, like old school pencils, rulers, all that shit. And like he still has like the old National Geographic. He also has a lot of vinyl records.
Right.
He has the the most is those yearbooks.
The yearbook. Because that's like proof right there that it's actually the year it was from, right?
Proof that he was a teacher in the year that he taught. Solid fucking evidence right there.
That's amazing, dude. That's really amazing.
You know, it's freaky that the thing to do with the pedophile. You should have seen how many porn records we have.
No, dude, that's really dope. That's actually.
You don't want to cut that. You don't want to cut that shit up, but no, yeah, I'm just trying to read because I trust you. He's like, yeah, shit, ton of people records, bro. It's like, what the fuck? Kind of creepy, you know?
Dude, that sounds dope as hell. Paint from 1950. That's crazy.
Yeah, we found a lot of posters from like porn stars that was from like 19 something, bro. And we looked them up. Bro, those bitches were worth money, man. Just imagine, like finding like posters or magazines from porn stars that were like 40 years ago, and they're still worth money. And they're still worth money, bro. Like think about it. Like they're still worth money. Like to who? Who the fuck still dreams about this shit?
Right?
Bro, like this was 40 years ago. Come on, man, get over it.
I mean, come on. I mean, nowadays people pay money for their, for their little interests, I mean, OnlyFans is a thing. Fish for nudes is a thing.
Yeah, I get you.
We got people out there that, dig that shit. I mean, good for them. Good for them. If they enjoy that kind of stuff, good for you guys, Not my cup of tea, but So yeah, definitely, there's a bunch of forms of art out there, whether it being people expressing themselves with their body, with paper, with canvas, walls. Graffiti is a really good form of art. I dig graffiti. I've always loved doing graffiti. I know you love doing graffiti, and you got me back into doing graffiti. I remember because I would see yours on your black book, and I'd be amazed because I'm like, oh my god, that shit looks dope as hell. But
I tried, man. Yeah, I tried to make it look as cool as my cousin, but I could never top my cousin.
Nah, dude, like it's not about being better than anyone else. It's who you are and how you express yourself. And that's all that matters. Right. If you're expressing what truly lies within you, then you're the best out there. No one should really be trying to hold a candle to someone. Because in reality, your feelings are your feelings. And if you try, like, let's do this for example. If you trying to imitate someone's form or someone's style, then you truly aren't expressing who you really are yourself. And if
you're just trying to copy somebody.
You're just trying to mimic someone just for clout. Trying to mimic someone for those 6 seconds of fame and all that. But, I mean, there is improvement, like, you could improve on yourself, But the whole idea that, like, oh, this person is better than me, no, that's no good, Like, sure, it could be true, but if you're expressing yourself, you're already doing good. It takes your own time. It's at your own pace. It's what you truly feel. It's good, But I really did dig your artwork. I looked up to it a lot, and I can't say I've tried imitating it here and there, but then I stuck with my own style. And I still stick to it till this day. I'm kind of rusty, though.
I never actually expected somebody to try to copy my. I'm just trying to put my feelings into paper, but coming from you means a lot, man. I don't know people actually notice my actual art like that.
Nah, dude, I appreciated the hell out of your art, bro. I appreciated the hell out of it. Your art was really good. You and Lenny were good at it, and it's just.
I just tried to I hated that I was depressed at such a young age, man. Wish I wasn't.
Nah, dude, it's all good. I was in the same boat. I would mask my feelings and insecurities with, comedy. People would know me as a jokester and all that, and it worked until, stuff happened.
Until you get So you can
Mhm.
put up with it, right?
Right. Not having those people there and living in the real world kind of gets to you, and like everything comes back all the way to you. If you didn't manage it, if you didn't deal with it back then, it came to bite you in the ass later on, and it did with me. But now I'm kind of like taking those insecurities, taking those judgments, taking those issues, and I'm kind of throwing them away and starting something fresh. And that's why I created this podcast. I want to hear people's perspectives. I want to hear what people think about certain things and how they correlate with how I feel about things, you know? And I feel like, sure, this podcast isn't the best podcast out there.
No, bro.
It's not even up for debate.
Shut
It's not up for debate, dude, because legit, like, I'm barely this is the third episode, and, you know, eventually I hope it becomes something, you know? I really hope. I want to get a studio, I want to get microphones, I want to get actual guests.
Yeah, and I hope you do, bro. I'm over here to support you, man. I'm over here subscribing.
I truly appreciate that, dude. I truly appreciate that.
And you're my boy, bro. Anything helps, man.
That's true, bro. That's true.
I get excited just to be on the podcast. Hey,
nah,
man,
dude, I'm glad to have you on. I'm glad to have you on. my technical first guest, third guest.
Yeah, sorry, I fell asleep on the first episode.
Nah, bro, it's all good, dude. It's all good. I mean, if you think about it.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to say I like to be here for a homie. And you know.
Nah, dude, I appreciate that a lot of that. It means a lot. It goes a long way, bro. But if you think about it, podcasts are a form of art. If you think about it, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I just thought about that right now. Like, a podcast is a form of art, and it really takes a lot to come up with questions and to kind of have a conversation with someone while you know other people are going to be listening on it. Because I know a lot of people. I know at least me back then. If I did start a podcast, I'd be frozen the whole time. It'd be like 1 hour of silence, or like, do you like food, or do you draw, or like stuff like that, you know? I wouldn't know how to like talk and everything. But right now I'm more comfortable with my voice. I'm more comfortable at creating questions, creating topics, starting conversations, debates, and all that. I'm more comfortable with that. I mean, I even got feedback that I do not shut the fuck up on my podcast. I should really let my guests talk, which it's true. I took that compliment. Not compliment. I took that tip. And it's true, I really need to let my guests talk and all that, because I do not shut the fuck up.
Not bad, because you have to, like, fuck up. Depending on people.
No, I mean, it's true, though. I do have to let my guests talk, because then that's how a podcast works, you know?
Man.
But
honestly, you want to put your thoughts, hey, man, go to, like, be my guest or whatever. I never found a problem with anything else. Like, actually, I like that I'm here with you, participating.
dude, I appreciate you coming on, honestly.
You contacted me. Yeah, man. When you contacted me, it's like, I remember when I used to be just in your spot. And I would never wish upon, like, even my worst enemy to feel the way at me and you, so. Never, bro. Not anyone's like, so when I found out that you were feeling certain type of way, there was no way I was gonna lose any boy.
Like, not on my watch.
Yeah, exactly. There's no fucking way that I was gonna let any of my guys, especially the ones that treated me the way that I wanted to be treated. There's no way I'm gonna treat one of my boys that way, you know?
Right. No, dude, I truly appreciate you. I appreciate the people that reached out to me. If it weren't for those people, if it wasn't for my friend, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't really be making a podcast. And words go a long way.
I'm glad you didn't do anything stupid.
Nah, dude. The only stupid thing I did that day was eat cereal, but we didn't have any milk, so I had to literally run to the store to go get some milk. That was the stupid thing I did. I poured cereal into a bowl, forgot we didn't have any milk, and that's about it, honestly. That's the stupidest thing I did.
That's as long as it's not as long as you're not like doing things that you shouldn't be doing. I don't want to say because
Yeah, no, I get you, bro. But like,
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. I get embarrassed saying it all the time.
nah, dude, it's all good. And if there's anyone out there that feels like down, if they're feeling down in the dumps and all that, and if ever they never need to talk to someone, I'm always here. They know my Facebook, they know my YouTube channel. They're always down to message me, send me a shout out. I'm always down to speak up to people and try, making them feel better. I'm that kind of person too. I love making people feel better. And as they should. Everyone has their own purpose. Everyone means something in life. They're not put on here on accident. There's always something people are going to do in the future, and they're always going to make an impact some way or another.
The only thing I want to say to the people that are listening, don't never force yourself to make someone happy that's not going to be happy for you.
Right.
Or don't bother to be making someone happy that's not going to put the same effort into you as the way you put into them.
Right, because in life, the only person... The only person you should be making happy is honestly yourself, looking out for yourself. As tough as it sounds, you got to focus on you, because at the end of the day, you came into this world with yourself. Right. You're going to come out with yourself and all that. So,
and at the end of the day, the only person you're going to end up hurting is yourself.
Right, is yourself. And with that being said, if anyone does feel that way, y'all know where I'm at. But let's continue this podcast.
By all means, bro.
All right.
Like I said, it's my first podcast. I like it. It's exciting, man.
Nah, yeah. So far, so good. No problem, bro. Thank you for being on. So let's see. I think we're down to the last 2 questions, but one question maybe already got answered, and that's, what's your favorite form of art?
Alright, so the favorite form of art. Alright, so you guys might think it's gonna be conceited, but it's not.
It's not.
I actually think it's not. Actually, my favorite form of art is actually sculpting.
Damn. Alright, I see you. See you.
Yeah, I don't know how people back in the day used to sculpt these perfect sculptures of leaders. All the Greeks.
Yeah, dude.
All that shit.
All those statues, all those perfect muscles and all that. How did they do it?
It's beyond me. It's beyond me. You might have thought I would have said Greece because of all the shit that I smoke in the butt. What I mean is, how do people know how to make these perfect ass human sculptures back in the day when we didn't have shit to use? And until this day, that would always amaze me. I
was actually reading something about that earlier today in the morning, because I was looking into that for some weird reason. I don't even know why. People at least some people used cadavers. Oh, this person died. Could I use their body to sculpt or paint? And I'm just like, did they actually? I'm still not sure about it, because I haven't really looked into it as much, but it only makes sense, It only makes sense. And they did have people posing sometimes, pose for me and I'll sculpt you in your likeness and all that. And obviously, it's just, people were also gifted naturally at sculpting, they memorized the body and they memorized the muscles and everything. Oh, that's my tricep. Oh, that's my deltoid. Oh, that's my rectus femoris and all that, They memorized the muscles and everything. And they know how they look, which is really dope, because I used to know my muscles too. I was really into anatomy and all that. And my memory went to goo and all that, and I completely forgot muscles and everything. But sculpting, I never thought sculpting was your favorite.
Yeah, sculpting is one of my favorite interests. I could never sculpt, but was and shit. It always amazed. Like, and like coming from me because I was anything like that.
Did you
Like ghetto shit. Like,
did you take any classes for it?
Nah, I've never taken any painting classes. No, I haven't ever did, but it's just always caught my attention. You know?
Yeah, cause like boarding college, I know for a fact they have a sculpting class. I know my brother took it.
But I had to be real with myself. Like a lot of people want to be artists. Just like a lot of, like for an example, just like a lot of girls want to be models, right?
Right.
So I had a think about a job that was possible for me to gain, and it was possible for me to get a lot of money.
Right.
So I thought about art. I was like, not a lot of artists make it. I had to be real with myself. Like I really had to think shit too deep with yourself. Like not a lot of artists make it through. Not a lot of artists get famous.
Cause you feel like the art format is really saturated, right? Like there's a bunch of artists already out there. How am I gonna be one of those?
Right. There's a lot of competition to go around, and I'm not gonna be the lucky nigga that's gonna be like, oh yeah, he made it, yeah. Okay, yeah. No, man. I had to be real with myself. Sorry for language, guys, but
I was like really taken back. Like what?
I'd rather be like a damn engineer because they need more. They need more in the industry, and my teacher told me that they need more in the industry. So
that's really cool. That's really cool.
So I want to build myself. I think I work my ass off on mathematics because engineers requires a lot of math.
Right.
You're working with numbers every day. So if you guys want to look for an engineering career, just remember, numbers gonna be your fucking second wife.
They're gonna either be your enemy or they're gonna be your best friend.
They're gonna beat you up, man. And I'm being all honest right now. Numbers. If you're gonna be an engineer, numbers are gonna be. Best believe they're gonna get your ass.
Dude, I'm scared of numbers. That's like wow, numbers. Like I can't. Like I used to be so good at math, dude. But now I'm just like, oh, I can't do math. But yeah, engineering, dude. I remember hearing that you were gonna be an engineer, and I was like so happy for you, bro. And I was like, damn, I never thought of that. But I did remember you.
A lot of people thought I was canceling because I was doing stupid shit.
No, dude. On the contrary, I knew you were a smart guy. Even Moriarty himself said it, that you were really smart. And I remember, because out of the group of guys I used to talk to in art class, you seemed the most humble one, and you seemed the smartest one, and I knew you were capable of a lot of things. And when I heard you were an engineer, I was like, it's about time, It's about time. It's really fitting. And I was really happy for you, bro. I was like, wow. See, this dude got potential, and he's going for it, and I was just so happy for you, bro. I was like, damn, never would I have thought. But I'm happy for you.
Yeah, and you're not the only one, man. A lot of people really thought I wasn't gonna be able to do shit. Like I hate to say it, but they weren't wrong. Because I was really I was fucking up as a young kid. I did this way, I wanted to be in a podcast just to teach y'all little dudes the lesson. Drugs, being cool. That ain't the way, man.
That ain't the way, honestly. You gotta focus on your craft.
It ain't gonna get you nowhere. It ain't gonna get you rich. It ain't gonna get you clout. I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't give a fuck what you own. Your parents could have bought you some shit while I give a shit. But the only thing that's gonna make shit happen is yourself. At the end of the day, you only have yourself. And I do regret the stupid shit that I was doing back in high school. Because I should have never done that shit. I should have focused more on my dreams, my passion. So obviously I didn't do that because I was an ignorant little piece of shit. Just what I'm trying to tell you is, don't be me. Because you're not gonna get anywhere in life and people are only gonna give you shit for it, and they're not gonna hype you up, bro. They're gonna give you shit so you fail. No one's gonna fucking accept you. No one's gonna motivate you. Except yourself.
Right. At the end of the day, you only got yourself, honestly. Sure, you're gonna have people supporting you, but let's say you don't have people supporting you. You only got yourself.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, dude, that's good.
Yeah, I don't wish on anybody to have that type of experience that I had. And then they're telling me, no, but you graduated, you made it happen. Like, no, bro, like, yeah, I made it happen because I had to.
Yeah, dude.
At the end of the day, what I have, nobody, man. I was just a drug addict kid, you know.
Oh yeah, dude.
And it sucks to admit it, especially when you're in a podcast in front of all these probably hundreds of people that you went to high school with.
You'd be surprised.
I'm gonna fucking y'all hear me saying that, man. This shit, at least I have balls to admit it, man. So you know what? Fuck all y'all. But all y'all bitches would not say that shit.
Nah, it's all good, bro. You'd be surprised, though. You'd be surprised.
The one thing I wanted to say to the haters, yeah, I remember people telling me that I wasn't gonna be finished. I remember people telling me that I was gonna end up in jail or dead. No, I was trying to overdose and all that shit.
Yeah, if anyone.
I look back at some of y'all. Y'all need to fucking have done the shit that I've done that I was promised to do. Y'all still living with y'all parents. Not saying that it's bad, but y'all gotta remember that you guys used to shit on me for that. You guys gotta remember that you guys used to shit on me for smoking every day. Pot. Just pot. It's not like I was smoking crack or some shit. but yeah, you know, that should give me motivation. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
No, yeah, dude,
people talking all that shit. It just motivates you more and more, and all you want to do is better and better.
Mm-hmm.
And like all you want to say, like, man, fuck all these people, you know, because you're just focusing on yourself.
Improvement is key, bro.
It's a beautiful thing to have people. I'm not saying it should dog you, but having haters is only gonna make you stronger.
Hell yeah, dude. I agree with that. People are going to bring you down. People are going to try bringing you down. People are going to try making you feel like you're not going to accomplish anything in life. And some people take it. Some people take it where, like, you know, like, oh, then, you know, what's the point? I should give up. But I like how you used it as motivation, because motivation is key. It's the key to improvement. And improvement is key to successful life. And so you're on the right track, dude. Motivation, it gets people somewhere, you know, and I'm really happy for you, bro. And what motivated me to start a podcast, you know, like, it all comes around, it comes full circle, you know. I really needed motivation, and I really wanted to improve, and that got me into making a podcast, in all honesty. But yeah, you know.
I'm glad that you and my girlfriend, actually, because that's for her everything. You know, like, not to be like, oh, right, but like, that's for her everything. And like, she's glad me and you, like, we started this little podcast. Like, she respects her privacy, obviously. So, bro, like, she's all about her own. Like, she's perfect. Obviously, to me. Okay? So.
I'm really happy for you, bro. I'm really happy for you.
That. It was like, yeah, like you said, there's always gonna be people hating on you. And like I know that you said that I use like people's words against me as motivation, but at first I wasn't doing that. I wasn't taking their hating words as motivation. Like, I actually took it up. You know what? I tried to take my own life, bro. I tried to take my own life because of a fucking chick, man. And, like, I know I have to say this shit out there, but it's like, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. All that's worth it is you, your future, and how you can become successful in life, honestly.
You know what? That's not. It's not the last person you're gonna meet in your life.
Right.
And if they made you happy for a little while, alright, so be it. Just know that it won't be the last person. Because, hey man, you all have a purpose. You know, honestly, no, almost. You deserve a lot better, bro.
We all do, bro. We all do. Because in life, there's going to be people bringing us down. There's going to be obstacles, but at the end of the day, you got to look out for yourself, and you got to find ways to become someone in the future, you know, become successful. And to wrap up this podcast, anything you want to say to the viewers, any advice, any tips, or anything that they might look out for in the future when it comes to your projects, to you as a successful person, you know?
Because the one thing I would have to say to the album, stop being a success bitch, you know? As hard as
Bruh.
as hard as that might sound, or as harsh, I know you guys, it might come out as you can't tell that to someone that you're only going through this. Trust me, man. I've gone through it.
Right.
Enjoy. I want everybody to enjoy life. Enjoy life to the fullest.
Yeah, dude.
You may never know. You may never know, man. Your last day to say hi.
Right. You never know what you could impact in the future. You never know what you could be doing.
Yeah, right. You never know once your last day to say goodbye either. Just I woke up one day and I'm fucking hospital. And the first thing that pops in my mind is like, shit, dude, I have no idea what happened. And all of it is, I didn't even say goodbye to this. I couldn't fucking die. But regardless, we tried to take, you know, regarding myself. But everybody's here. If anybody's listening, I just want you to know you have a fucking purpose here. Everybody has a purpose.
Everyone's a purpose. You don't take life for granted. Everyone was put on here for a reason, you know?
Right. You were born for a reason. Your parents had you for a reason. I've had my parents tell me that was a mistake, but hey, you still have a fucking reason to be here. And that doesn't have to necessarily mean anything to you, man.
Right. Everyone.
It's up to you. Yeah, it's up to you who you make your own luck. Sorry if it sounds harsh. Like, oh shit.
Like whether you become a doctor, whether you become an artist, a musician, everyone has something to do in life. Everyone's going to become something. Everyone has a purpose. And some people don't understand that. Some people think, like, oh, this hobby I'm doing right now, it's okay. I'm okay at it. Like, no, you're good at it. You'll improve. It's not the end of the world just because you're okay at it. You're going to improve and you're going to become successful in the future. You have to, tienes que tener fe, you know, you have to be faithful. You have to be trustworthy in what craft you're putting yourself into and everything. Like, I know a lot of artists out there. I know a lot of musicians out there, fellow podcasters. They're going to do something in the future. And I know it. They have the potential. Everyone has the potential, you know? And I appreciate having you on. Dude, like, I thought, you know, we're gonna be talking about art, but like, this is like the name of the podcast, Off Topic Podcast, you know, real podcast hours. We're gonna hit a lot of real topics. We're gonna get off topic, but we're gonna hit real topics. And it's been a real pleasure having you on. I appreciate you giving the audience some advice and putting yourself out there and being personal with everyone. I really appreciate that. It was a real pleasure having you on.
No problem, man. I hope actually it's been alright. It's exciting to be a podcast.
Is it?
I just hope thank you. I hope I give me it. I hope you guys like it.
I hope so too, bro. I hope so.
I have to hear it again. I'll be more than happy to hear it again. It's been cool. Getting my first podcast. It's been nice to actually express yourself. I'm more than happy to do it again. Obviously, the audience wants to just sit down. I get it. I get tired of myself too, guys. But I was just trying to give a little advice here and there. But thank y'all for listening to me or tolerating me.
Thank you for being on, dude. It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
It's been a good episode, and with that being said, thank you guys for listening. This has been episode 3. I'm really horrible at my numbers. So this has been episode 3. I think episode 3. Yeah, episode 3. So this has been episode 3 of the Off Topic Podcast, Real Podcast Hours. We might just shorten it to Off Topic. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys appreciate it. And we'll be catching you in episode 4. I'll try having Pierre on another time. So thank you guys for listening. And thank you, Pierre, for being on.
And thank you guys for having me. I would love to be more in the other episodes. Of course, it depends on the policy.
I'll definitely start having, like, I'm going to start having actual episodes where I bring people on, like, you know, at my house. And we're going to have actual cameras and everything. And hopefully I'll have you on. We'll have, you know, a couple drinks and we'll be talking about stuff and all that. So hopefully that comes to happen. It comes into fruition. I really hope so. But yeah, thank you for having... Thank you for being on. I hope you have a good night, and I hope the listeners have a good night.
You don't got to thank me. I'm really excited for this. So, you know, thank you for having me here.
No, it's a real pleasure, bro. It's been a real pleasure. So, thank you guys for listening. Good night.
Yes. Yeah, man. Have a good night, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope I see you guys later, man. Peace out. It's Pierre.